Hello citizens of the internet, and welcome to the Dad's Guide to Minecraft, CaveCraft SMP. Well, today we are over here at the rail line in Chronos City because we are going to work on, right here, a Mason's Hall. Yeah, like, you know, Masons in real life. Those people, they had a profession at one point in history as stonemasons, and they would do all sorts of things. So here in the Minecraft world, we have masons as well. And we're going to make a little Mason's Hall over here for them because we need lots and lots of stone trades and quartz and all that good stuff. So I decided to go off of a model, and I'll put it up here. It's the Scottish Rite Mason's Hall in Queensland. And yeah, so Wild and I earlier today went over and we did a mining session, got some sandstone for this one, and I've been smelting up some smooth sandstone and trying out a couple just different ideas here. I think what we'll probably end up doing is just work on this today, and I'm not sure how much we'll get done, but if that sounds like a plan, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do first is just try a couple different builds. Just not builds, but just different ideas back here, and see if we can get some texturing going and some depth, and try to get a good look going in one section right here. And then once we get a look that we like, I'll cut back and we'll repeat it and see if we can build the building out from there. So let me go ahead and try some stuff out, and then I'll be right back. When you start doing builds of this scale, it starts getting crazy how much time you spend on this stuff. So that is what we have so far. I said I was going to come back once we had just, if I can get over to the right side here, a little bit of the facade done on this side. And as you can see, we're going to just repeat the same thing on this side too, in between those two pillars or three pillars right over there. And wait a minute, I have an extra pillar. I made an extra pillar. Okay. All right. This build isn't as wide as I thought it was going to be. See what happens when you do this like way into the night? This is what happens. You can't count. Look at that. 3 pillars on one side, 3 and a third on the other. Okay. All right. You know what? This isn't so bad. This isn't so bad. All right. So anyhow, forget that there's that last pillar on the end there. We have, so we're going to do this right here, repeat that right there, and then I'll figure out something for the main entrance. And then the top part is going to come up into like a narrow point, not too steep. And then I'll try to do some kind of decoration above that as well. And we'll have the doors and then probably a window above it right there in the center. But that's the design that I'm going for the front. And the sides will probably be pretty simple. The back is going to be total steampunk. But I totally forgot to mention, so yeah, I switched to quartz here in the front, and we're gonna stay with the sandstone in the back because I like that contrast. When you do it all quartz, it gets washed out with white. When you do all sandstone, you can't even tell the pillars are there. It's too dark, and I mean it's too dark, to the same like tone. So you run into a problem with the sandstone just not giving you the depth that you want on a build this size. So in order for us to get the quartz, since we're not going to the nether yet, I transported a bunch of villagers over here. And yeah, look at this. This is my line of masons in the Mason Hall. Isn't that funny? So that is what I was going for here, and most of them are traded up all the way to quartz. There's a couple right here that were the newer ones that came in late, so I haven't traded them up all the way yet. This one's close, but the rest of them are already up to that quartz tier. So as I mine stone, or I get the granite or diorite extra that I can spare, I trade with them for emeralds, and then I trade those emeralds for the quartz pillars and the quartz blocks right here, just like this. And some of the details I plan on doing like this, the diorite underneath here, to make it look like it's kind of like shadowed quartz, if that makes any kind of sense. And I'll do that up here as well, in the decorations. I think maybe underneath here and then behind a couple will be diorite to give it kind of like a little bit darker feel to the quartz itself. And then the walls here like this, and also the sandstone coming up on the sides like here. This is to kind of give the impression of like shadows. So when you come back here, it looks like there's parts of this that are a little bit like, you know, in the shadows of whatever this, you know, the front structure is. It's going to be blocking some of the sun that comes down here. Just to kind of give it, like I said, more depth. That's what we're going for. Just try to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more interest when we're looking at it. But yeah, this is coming along pretty well. A little bit too long on this side. Look at that. Okay, whatever. Alrighty. Anyhow, that is what I'm going to do. So let me go ahead and I'll finish this whole front and then I'll be back after that. So here I am back. I am on the roof now, and all I did up here was a simple, like every 2 step up 1 kind of roof design. And I'll show you what that looks like down below, because I also did some decorations to the front. But I'm putting some buttons up here to spawn proof the roof. Ideally, we would have some blackstone buttons up here, but we haven't been to the Nether yet, so we can't do that just yet. So I am just gonna put some regular brown buttons up here, the dark oak buttons. You won't see them from down below, and once we get our black stone, I will be able to then come back here and do this proper. I think actually I might do just stone buttons on this part right here, just to do a certain design, so it looks kind of cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and just spam the buttons up here, and this one I might have to actually go down here, jump over to this one real quick, because I don't want to have one spawning spot up here at all, because I think that would be very bad to have creepers rain down on us, and we don't want that. So I will go ahead and do this, and then I'll show you what the front looks like all finished. And there we are. There is the finished front of the Mason's Hall. And the design that I went with up here is kind of like the compass that is the Mason symbol. I was just trying to get approximation to that. Yeah, we did some changes to the design just a little bit. I went ahead and flipped the quartz pillars here so that they are facing forward. I think that little detail adds just a little bit to break up the monotony of the lines going up, and I think that looks good down here as well. And then I just played with some shapes with the stairs going up like this, and then put walls and took the door back one more, and then put these on so they are like zombie proof doors. You put them on like sideways, so this is actually open, that's closed, that's opened, so the zombie gets confused and they can't open it. Zombie proof door. But yeah, it's pretty consistent. It's just the same design over and over again. And I used up there a combination of walls and just regular blocks to give it that like kind of like depth going up with the pillars. I thought that was it kind of helped the design. It was flat at first. I tried the diorite. Diorite looked terrible, but the sandstone continues up, and it's kind of an illusion because it actually is kicked over a little bit more than that. Now let's go ahead and go and work on the sides and the back and see if we can finish this build in this episode. I think we could do it. I'm not going to do anything too special around the sides or the back, because we're going to have some decorations that we're going to add, like a smokestacks, and maybe do a cool little I don't know, something in here. We'll do something kind of cool, a cool contraption in here. But we're also going to do the docks off the back as well, and maybe the cranes. We'll see how that goes today. Okay, so let me go ahead and start. I'll do this wall, and then I'll cut back and we'll take a look at it, and then I'll repeat it on the other side. Okay, I think we're gonna go with a design just like this, nothing too complicated. Remember, we're gonna have another big factory right here, so we're not gonna really see the sides of the building that much. Maybe when you're coming up, you'll catch a glimpse of it just a little bit, or if you're cutting back down one of these alleyways, you'll see it. But it doesn't have to be nearly as fancy as the front facade. And just to kind of look at some of the details we did here, we did the chiseled stone to kind of match around here, and then we did walls coming up, so it kind of like rounds the corner out just a little bit here. Stairs on the bottom and the top. I did the same thing with the regular sandstone and the smooth sandstone, just to kind of give it an illusion of just kind of shadowing, or it's, you know, kind of crumbling towards the bottom here. Then we used the cut sandstone as kind of like a sandstone pillar to kind of match that one right there. And yeah, I mean, it's fairly simple. It shouldn't take too long to do the other side, but that's what I think we're gonna go with. And then I also continued the quartz up here along, and I'll do that around the back as well. We might run into a problem with where I have the villagers currently, so I might have to move them into like different stalls or side stalls, or do something a little bit different with them back here, because that is encroaching on our building space. I put it a little bit back too far. So yeah, I'm probably gonna move those guys up a little bit, but I'll do the other side first, and then I'll cut back when that one's done. Okay, and here we are with the other side done, and it's just exactly the same as the opposite side as this. But I think that looks good too, because like I said, we're gonna have factories on either side of this building here. So we don't need to have the exterior be anything too crazy on the sides. Now the back is gonna be a little bit of a different story. So I think for that one, let's go ahead and maybe talk through what we might do for the back here. So I think we wanna have the loading dock area and the cranes, let's see, probably on the far side over there. So we'll have them come off the back here, and this is where the loading dock area will be. And then we will have, I think on this side right here, we're gonna have a big furnace area with a couple smokestacks going up behind it. And this is where they'll like kiln all of the clay for the terracotta and the different smooth varieties of stone and all that. So I think what we'll do is we'll build that actually out of granite and brick, and then have the chimneys go up as granite and brick as well. So yeah, maybe let's do that. So I'll go ahead and build an area out here, and then start building the docks, and then I think then once we get this back done, we'll finish the episode. I'll do the quarry for another time, but yeah, this is coming along quite nicely. I realized I never showed how to build one of these cogs on screen before, and I thought it'd be a good idea to just kind of show how we do the layout here. And this is going to be, we'll have two of the kind of cranes coming out with chains coming down, holding a platform that's going down into the mine itself. This is going to be the kind of like the kiln. We'll have, I think, just, you know, it kind of came down to instead of having multiple chimneys, I think just maybe one chimney coming up. Although maybe what we'll do is we'll have one on the back, one in the center. I don't know. We'll get to that when we get a little bit higher. But let's go ahead and oh look, it's already oxidizing. We'll go ahead and make this, you know, I might want to make that wood actually. We can do that afterwards. Or I need to wax it, because I don't want that to be like that really bluish coppery thing, although that might look cool. I don't know. Look at me. I don't know. But anyhow, let's go down and do this one right here. So the first thing that you do is you put down the grindstones down, so they're all facing kind of this direction. And then on each grindstone, and you need to click and crouch and click and do this, you put the polished andesite blocks. So we'll come around here like this, and around here like this right here. Like, can I get it? I can't get it. Okay. So let's get some dirt up here just to give us a little bit of height. Okay. Put it right there like that. And then off of each one of these, come out here, it'll be a little bit easier. We are going to put stairs. So the polished andesite stairs, this one's just going to be just a temporary block. And then this one comes right off from it like that. So it's a lower stair. Now we can come back down. I'm going to drop. I've taken so much fall damage, but knock on wood, I've not died yet from falling. I really need to get those feather falling boots. So we got this one here. and we're gonna face it that way, like that. Okay. Now let's get back up here again, so we can grab the stair out. All right, and come back here a little bit. Okay, and then this stair is going to face this direction. So what we're doing is we're building this all the way around like that. So we can once again go here, put just a temporary block down. It doesn't even matter which direction it's facing. And this one goes on the bottom like this, and then we come over here like this one and face it this direction. So we have, so it looks like the wheels of the cog, right, like this. So we'll come back up and just keep on doing this all the way around. We'll take this one out and put it like that. Yep, so that's basically it. I mean, there's not much to it. I don't want to put the rest of this on the timeline, but yeah, we'll just keep on going around here and putting them down just like that. Okay, I'll be back once I have a little bit more of this back done. And here we are back, and the back is finished. Yeah, there is the crane that kind of lowers things down. I decided to go with a more simple design than having like an arm sticking out further and lowering it down. And those are just chains and grindstones with top slabs, so we don't get spawns on there. And then we have our kiln that we, you know, will bake the clay, and then also we can smelt our stone into different things. And there's nothing in there right now, it's just kind of the design of it. But I wanted the back of this to be more steampunky looking, and maybe eventually I'll put some pipes coming around here as well. But before we end the episode, let's go ahead and just take a look at the inside. I didn't really do anything too much with it at all, but you can kind of see what we have planned for the future. Okie dokie. So yeah, just the design of this I think is pretty cool. So we have the arms come out here as well that are holding up the main mechanism, and as that spins around, it raises and lowers the chains that we can load up with stone and the quarry. And eventually we'll dig this out right here and put some scaffolding in there and make it look like it's a whole little section set up for our masons to work in. Let's go in here really quick. And this is the main hall. Eventually we can put a second story on here. These are the villagers. I moved them from that back wall into these little pods here. I need more emeralds, more trades in order to finish it. I ran out of funds to get the quartz, so we'll have to do that in a little bit. And then over here, this is the main dock area, right, where the stone will come up into here to be worked on. We have our donkey in here. Originally I was thinking about attaching this to like a little thing where the donkey would walk around in circles, but I don't think I want to do that. We'll do steam powered. And then on this side right here, we have an area that I would love to do a auto smelter, or even I think what might be cool is to do a stone generator in here, since you know stone is one of the trades. We have silk touch, we can go ahead and get that, and we can go ahead and trade right away. But that might look really cool in this section, and we can also do some other things back here, or even get maybe a second story on here and have some more of the masons on the second floor. We could do that as well. But with that, let's go ahead and wrap this video. This was a big project, and we got through it, and I think it looks pretty good. And if you'd be so kind, don't forget to click that like button, smash the subscribe button, press that notification bell so you don't miss any future content from the Dad's Guide channel. I'm not sure if we're going to work on the interior next episode or do something else. I'm going to keep that one up in the air. But for this one, maybe a non-building episode would be nice, because I, to be honest, kind of burn out on the big builds. Kind of burn out on that. So maybe we'll do some exploring instead. So until next time, bye for now.